In question 54 we have this track which is given. We need to find the velocity should the block A be started to get the sleeping man awakened. So this is a solution 54. So let velocity of A be u1 and let final velocity when when reaching at B, it will become v1. So half mv1 square minus half mv1 square equal to mgh. Change in kinetic energy equal to change in potential energy. So v1 square minus v2 square equal to 2gh. So v1 equal to root 2gh minus u1 square. Let this be equation 1. Now after this when block B reach the man's head, let velocity of B just equal 0. So for that scenario what we will have this. From here V will become root 2gh. So before collision UA equal to V1, UB equal to 0. After collision VA equal to V, let's assume, and VB equal to root 2gh. So now it is elastic collision, so momentum will be conserved. So we will have this scenario. From here V1 minus V equal to 2 root 2gh, and also by conservation of energy, kinetic energy, we will have this thing. So V1 square minus V square equal to 2 root 2gh. After this into 2gh root 2gh, let this be equation 2. So now by this divide 1 by 2, we will obtain V1 plus V equal to root 2gh. Let this be equation 3. Now add 1 and 3, we will get 2v1 equal to 3 root 2gh. V1 will be 3 by 2 root 2gh. So ultimately V1 will be this much, 2gh plus u square equal to 9 by 4. This is V square, so it will be 9 by 4 2gh. So u will come out to be 2.5 root 2gh. So block will travel with velocity greater than this to awake the man. In question 55 we have a bullet of mass 10 gram moving horizontally at some speed. Now this figure is given. The track is frictionless. Now where will the block strike the horizontal part after leaving the semicircular track? So this is solution 55. So let me draw the approximate diagram. So this is our block, 10 gram bullet, this is 490 gram. Now let this be the position, mva square over r 90 minus theta, this is theta theta, let this be D O B C. Now so by conservation of momentum we will have this equation. So equal to 490 plus 10 into 10 to the power minus 3 into VA. So VA will come out to be root 7 meters per second. Now when block loses contact at D, the mg component will act on it. So mvb square over r will be mg sin theta. So vb square equal to gr sin theta. Let this be equation 1. So putting by the work energy principle, half m vb square minus half m va square minus mg 0.2 plus 0.2 sin theta. So half gr sin theta minus half root 7 square equal to minus mg 0.2 plus 0.2 sin theta. So after solving this, sin theta will be 1 by 2 or theta will be 30 degree. Angle of projection will be 90 minus theta, that is 90 minus 30, that is 60 degree. Now time of reaching the ground, root 2h over g. So we can find it after simplifying. You will find that it will be 0.247 second. Now one more thing, distance traveled in horizontal direction will be as equal to v cos theta into t. So it will be root gr sin theta into t. So it will come out to be 0.9196 meter. So total distance will be 0.2 minus 0.2 cos 30 degree plus 0.196, that is approximately 0.22 meters. In question 56 we have two balls having some mass. The other end of the strings are fixed at O and the strings are kept in the same horizontal line. The collision between the balls is elastic. We need to find the velocities of the balls just after the collision and how high will the balls rise after the collision. So this is solution 56. So by work energy theorem we will have this scenario. So ultimately V1 will be root 2 GL. Now similarly for heavy block it will be root 2 GH. So V1 equal to V2, let's say this is V. So or let's say this is U. Now according to conservation of linear momentum, mx1 plus 2m V2 mv1 plus 2m V2. So now m, let this be mu minus 2mu equal to mv1 plus 2mv2. So ultimately v1 plus 2v2 equal to minus u, and v1 minus v2 equal to minus v1 minus v2. Let me properly write it, otherwise you will get a bit confused. So ultimately v1 minus v2 will be minus 2u. So 3v2 equal to u, v2 equal to u by 3 root 2gl by 3, and therefore v1 minus v2 equal to minus 2u, v1 will be minus root 50gl over 3. So now by the work energy principle, half 2m 0 square minus half 2m v2 square equal to minus 2mgh. So from here h will come out to be L over 9, and similarly half m0 square minus half mv1 square equal to mgh2. So this we will have 50gl over 9 equal to gh2. So h2 will be 25L over 9. In question 57, we have uniform chain of some mass and length. Assuming that chain does not form a heap on the floor, we need to calculate force exerted by it on the floor when a length of x has reached the floor. This is solution 57. So let the length be L and mass be m, and let let's take only small length dx and calculate for this. So the mass for small region dx will be mass per unit length into dx. V equal to root 2gx. So m will be 2m dm into v, m over L dx root 2gx. Force F1 dm over, let this be momentum p, so m over L dx over dt root 2gx. So after simplification F1 will be 2mgx over L. Now work done will be let's talk about the weight. So weight will be m by L into x into g, so mgx over L. So total force F1 plus weight 2mgx over L plus mgx over L, 3mgx over L. In question 58, the blocks are shown as in the diagram. We need to find distance traveled by B if the collision is perfectly elastic or if the collision is perfectly inelastic. So this is solution 58. So in first case, in perfectly elastic case, we will have m v1 plus, or let's m v2 equal to m v1 plus m v2. So this will be 10 plus 0 equal to v1 plus v2. So v1 plus v2 equal to 10, equation 1, and again v1 minus v2 equal to minus u1 and minus v2, that is minus 10 minus 0 equal to minus 10. So ultimately we will have 2v2 equal to 20, so v2 equal to 10 meters per second, and similarly the deceleration of B will be mu g by the frictional force. So putting using work energy principle, we will have this scenario. So minus half 10 square equal to mu g h. H will come out to be 50 meters. Now if it is inelastic collision perfectly, so in that case m1 u1 plus m u2 equal to m plus m into v, because they will combine, so velocity will be same. So from here v will be 10 by 2, that is 5 meters per second. Now two blocks move together, and using work energy principle we can write this equation. So ultimately what we will have is that displacement will be 12.5 meter in this case. In question 59, a friction coefficient between horizontal surface and each of the blocks is shown. We need to find separation between the two blocks when they come to rest. So this is solution 59. From work energy principle, half m u1 square minus half m 1 square equal to minus m mu g into s. So u1 square minus 1 over 2 equal to minus 2 into 5. So u1 will come out to be 6 meters per second, and it is elastic, perfectly elastic collision. So because of that, let v1 v2 be velocity of 2 kg and 4 kg after collision. So 2 into 0.6 plus 4 into 0 equal to 2v1 plus 4 v2. Now after this, v1 plus 2 v2 will be 0.6. Let this be equation 1. Now again v1 minus v2 equal to minus u1 minus u2, as it is perfectly elastic. So minus 0.6 minus 0 equal to 0.6 minus 0.6. So we have two equations. Let this be equation 2. So by these two equations you can find that v2 will be 0.4 meters per second and v1 will be minus 0.2 meters per second. And again by work energy principle, for first 2 kg block when it comes to rest, we will have half 2 0 square minus half 2 0.2 square equal to minus 0.2 into 10 into displacement. So displacement will be 1 centimeter. Let this be S1. Now for 4 kg block, so it will be half 4 0 square minus half 4.4 whole square equal to minus 4.2 10 S2. So this displacement will be 4 centimeter. So total displacement or total distance between them will be 5 centimeter. 1 plus 4, 5 centimeter. In question 60 we have a block of mass m and the diagram is given. Assuming frictionless surfaces, we need to find velocity of triangular block when the smaller block reach the bottom. So this is solution 60. So in this case what we will have is that x component will be this, so A2 will be m ax m plus m, or mg sin alpha cos alpha over m plus m. Let me draw the free body diagram so that you can understand. So this is alpha, this is g sin alpha cos alpha. This is alpha and this is g sin alpha. So now absolute acceleration of m on m will be a equal to g sin alpha minus a2 cos alpha. So it will be g sin alpha minus mg sin alpha cos square alpha over m plus m. So finally a will be g sin alpha m plus m sin square alpha over m plus m. Let this be equation 2 and let this be equation 1. So now let t be the time taken by m to reach bottom. So displacement ut plus half at square. So h over sin alpha half at square. So t will be root 2 over a sin alpha. So velocity of bigger block after m will be, after time t will be this mg sin alpha cos alpha root 2h over a sin alpha over m plus m. So it will be 2m square g square h sin square alpha cos square alpha over m plus m whole square a sin alpha. So Vm will be 2m square g square h cos square alpha over m plus m sin square alpha. In question 61 we have this figure. We have to find the speed of the larger block when smaller block is sliding on the vertical part. We need to find the speed of the smaller mass when it breaks off the larger mass of smaller mass when it we need to find the speed of the smaller mass when it breaks off the larger mass and find the mass ascent. Also show that smaller mass will again land on the bigger one. So this is solution 61. So in here again a part mv will be equal to m plus m v1, so v1 will be mv over m plus m. B part, for B part using conservation of energy, half mv square equal to half mv1 square plus half mv2 square plus mgh. So from here v2 will be m square plus mm plus m square over m plus m whole square v square minus 2gh 1 by 2. And next part for the vertical component we have this thing m square mm m square over m plus m whole square v square minus 2gh minus m square v square over m plus m whole square. So it is because V1 is equal to mv over m plus m. So v square y equal to, after simplification, mv square m plus m minus 2gh. Let this be equation 2. Now to find maximum height, we need to assume half m vy square equal to mg h1. h1 will be vy square over 2g. Let this be equation 3. So total height will be h1 plus h2, h1 h plus h1, h plus vy square over 2g, or h plus mv square over m plus m 2g minus h. So total height will be mv square over m plus m 2g. Now D part. In D part, we will have smaller mass has got a horizontal component. So for that, 0 equal to vy for upward during upward motion. Zero equal to vy minus gt1. So t1 will be vy over g. So it will be 1 by g mv square over m plus m minus 2gh 1 by 2. Let this be equation 4. So t will be 2t1 equal to 2 over g mv square over m plus m minus 2m plus m gh square root. S will be v1 into t. It will be mv m plus m 2g mv square minus 2m plus m gh 1 by 2 over m plus m 1 by 2. So displacement 2mv mv square minus 2m m plus m gh 1 by 2 over g m plus m 3 by 2. In question 62, a small block of super dense material has been given. We need to find this speed when its height from Earth's surface has reached h by 2. So this is solution 62. So given that height is much less than the radius of Earth, so two blocks are attracted by gravitational force of attraction. So gravitational potential energy can be given by g 1 over r plus h by 2. This is the change in the potential energy, okay, from height h to h by 2. It will be equal to half me v square plus half mb vb square. So as all the internal forces are there, so me vb equal to mb vb, so v equal to mb vb over me. So by this g into mb 2r plus h minus 1r plus h equal to half me mb square vb square over me square into v square plus half mb into vb square. So after simplification, something like this will be there. So ultimately gm 2r plus 2h minus 2r minus h over 2r plus h r plus h half vb square 3 into 10 to the power 24 over 6 into 10 to the power 24 plus 1. So as h is much smaller than r, it can be neglected. So gm h over 2r square equal to half v square b 3 by 2. So vb will be equal to root 2gh over 3. In question 63, body of mass m is given. We need to show that if collision is not head on, the bodies go at right angles to each other after collision. So this is solution 63. So the scenario is something like this. Something like this. So for x direction, what we will have, mu1 plus mx plus m0, mv1 cos alpha plus mv2 cos beta, v1 cos alpha plus v2 cos beta equal to u1. Let this be equation 1. And by for y direction, again conservation of momentum, 0 equal to m v1 sin alpha mv2 sin beta. So v1 sin alpha equals v2 sin beta. Let this be equation 2. And by conservation of energy, mu1 square plus 0 equal to half m v1 square plus half m v2 square. You will get u1 square equal to v1 square plus v2 square. Let this be equation 3. So after all this squaring equation 1, you will get u1 square equal to v1 square cos square theta cos square alpha plus v2 square cos square beta plus 2v1 v2 cos alpha cos beta. And we know u1 square is v1 square plus v2 square. So putting everything here, after simplifying everything, you will find that sin alpha sin beta equals cos alpha cos beta. So cos alpha cos beta minus sin alpha sin beta equal to 0. So this can be cos alpha plus beta, cos a plus b is formula, and cos 0 is when cos is 90 degree. So alpha plus beta is 90 degrees. So this proves that they are asking for us sum is 90. In question 64, small particle is traveling with velocity v colliding elastically. We need to find the final velocity of the two particles. So this is solution 64. So the scenario is something like this. Alpha, this is also alpha. Now v cos alpha, v sin alpha, r square minus v square. So velocity of sphere will be v cos alpha, which will be equal to v over r root r square minus v square, and velocity of particle will be v sin alpha v over r.